Hey, how's it going today? Hello, friends. We are in Willow Creek yet again, and we are back at the Woodard house today. We're going to be working on the giant living room area, and I am kind of excited with how I think things will be coming together. So let's just go ahead and get on into it, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are back in the house that we worked on. Just a reminder of what we're dealing with here. This is the kitchen and dining area, and what I've decided to do is actually close off this wall slightly more and add a window here, just for a little something to add a little bit more light and to give us a little bit more privacy from just the TV area. And what I also have done for this family room, TV room, I guess it's a living room, is I've put this extra door here. I had that in the blue to kind of match in with the other little blue pops we've got. And I've also put this window, this giant window as well. And that's going to look right on out onto your furniture. So I've also popped this wall out because I want to do some built-in shelving and a fireplace. So I want to be able to have some kind of a little chimney breast that I'll have on the outside as well. But that way it's not just so flat against the wall. We have a little bit of interest there for some built-ins. And so those built-ins that I'm going to be doing are, I'm going to be putting these guys right against the wall. And then I'm going to be using these Home Chef Hustle cabinets in the white. And I kind of thought, let me see here. I'm doing them like this, and then I don't want to have them in their normal state. I want them down slightly. So let's see how we go here. Sort of like that, even though it's kind of off. There we go. It's still off, but you get it. There we go. I like that it has the lighting in here. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Hope you guys' day is going well. It is going to be a very kind of like another cold gray day today where I am, but then it's supposed to warm up over the weekend, so that's kind of nice. I don't think that's even. No, it's not. Let's get you up a little bit higher. There we go. I think that's about good. But yeah, we're supposed to have our air conditioning looked at tomorrow because next week it's going to be warm again here, and at night it's miserable. If it's hot during the day, our old 1920s house, 1920 something house, it doesn't really keep it keeps the heat in really well because that's what they were meant to be back in the days, and it does it a little too well, so you kind of get hot at night if we don't have the AC on. I'm also putting this gigantic curved TV. I just kind of feel like it fits this family. And I'm putting this fireplace underneath it. I want to keep that kind of blue accent that we're having all throughout this kind of like open floor, but I kind of also want it to be a little bit more minimalistic as well. So I kind of like that. And then I've got this gigantic floor area rug. And I'm doing it in these cooler tones just to kind of give way to these nice cool blues. And I'm also adding this charcoal sectional seat. And the way that I have this is, let's get some more pieces here. I have this to where I have, well, you'll see. I have this behind it. So this is the same cabinets that I've used over here, but I'm putting them behind this sofa, and you'll see here what I'm doing. Because every other sofa table was just a little bit too short, height and width wise. And so to me, that just kind of fits perfectly. And yeah, it's doing what it ought to do, which is be a little table for our little odds and ends and things like that. Also, I just wanted some really big, heavy pieces because this is a giant sofa, a giant sectional sofa. And so I've got this that I'm putting in as our coffee table, and I have this as an end table as well, and I'm only putting it on this side and not on both sides because there's just not a flow through right here, and plus you have the coffee table. And then what I have done is I've taken this same swatch and I just made it into the armchair version just to put here on the corner for some extra like guest seating, so you always have more than enough seating. And then what I think I'll do is try to find some kind of a little side table as well beside this chair. Like maybe this one. I know it's not like the most fitting, but it kind of hits that blue. And then I also want to bring in that element of these barn doors as well, because I feel like this is a little bit too mid-century, even though it's supposed to be kind of just neutral. Oh, and by the way, this was writing on this, and I'm going to put this up here someplace, because I definitely want to have this sign. That is just like when I thought of this family, I had to have the sign, you know. I don't really have too many times when I actually am able to use that sign. But I'm thinking, and I'm sorry guys, if you hear like someone out there like weed whacking or leaf blowing or whatever, like they have been completely quiet up until this point outside, and then it's like the moment I start filming, it's like, oh, we gotta get all the lawn work done. Today's the day, even though it's like 40 something degrees outside or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm thinking maybe that lamp on this table. Oh, and then one thing that I really liked the idea of, I saw this light and I kind of want to put this above the sofa area, but what I want to do is make this into like a slightly different lamp. So I'm going to be stacking these like this. And I just thought that really brings a nice element to it. And should I do a little bit longer? Maybe I should. Maybe I'll do the longer one since we have such a tall ceiling, and we'll do that instead of the short ones. Yeah, like that. I think that's nice. And as far as colors are concerned, should we do black? Probably. Yeah, I think that will do. And then I do want to keep these guys over here, those like little saucer lights, just to kind of light things up over there. It's very bright. And then once we get paint and everything in here, you know, it'll be even more polished, but I just kind of feel like that fits. And then I might want to put one over here as well, now that I'm thinking about it. There we go. Yep, I think that will be fine. And then I'm going to pull out just a few odds and ends for all of our like shelves and, you know, things like that. Maybe some bookcases or something. So give me just a little moment and I will be right back with you. All right. So what I went ahead and did was I put in some bookcases here just on the sides because I wanted to make sure that they were, I can't really remove them. You know how funky they get when you try to remove them. So I'm just leaving those there. And then I went ahead and I added this little like trophy / metal shelf by this door. It was just a kind of a nice place to put it. And I do have some other trophies around the room because I suspect that this family is a little bit, well, competitive to say the least. So yeah, kind of sporty, kind of competitive, whatever else. So we do have like a whole thing of that. And I've added these really weird like double coffee tables here because this is such a long sofa. I just really feel like we need that there. Yes, it looks weird, but whatever. And then I'm going to put some of these pillows also onto the couch because it just really feels like it needs it. It feels very like it just needs some warmth. It needs some cushiness, you know. It's just it feels so sterile to me otherwise. So I'm just going to put a few on here in some varying swatches and just see how this goes. Okay, there you go. Like, I just feel like that goes a little bit better. It just looks a little bit nicer. I know it's kind of contrived, but it looks to me a little bit more comfy cozy, which brings me to the next thing I want to put in this room, which is this little box of throw pillows and just little throw blankets. You know, I just feel like it needs it, and there's nothing that really goes. So I think just that black basket will do just fine, just to kind of warm things up in here. And then I've got just some odds and ends. So let's go ahead and just do the behind the sofa situation. I do have this like football trophy that I'm putting here. And again, you know, football. And I'm putting in a couple of touches like that the kids made, and this little book thing here. We got some books. It's not a ton of books. We have a whole bookshelf full. And then I've got for the coffee table, I've got this guy, and I've got some magazines as well. Maybe just kind of plop those here, and a tissue box. Because, you know, we've got kids and other people in the house, and you never know when you're going to have the schneefels. And I'm going to put this little book tray right here. Looks a little bit cozy. And just make it like in that darker swatch to kind of go with everything else. I have this lamp that I'm wanting to put on this side table. Just a little bit extra light there. I've got this little toy box because they've got a ton of kids, and you know, they're all like, especially the little toddlers, they're going to want to have like toys out all the time. So I do have a few toy touches here and there. For instance, like this guy on this shelf, some little toys and craft things that you would have when you've got children. I'll be getting that kind of clutter stuff in a bit, but I do have this like marriage certificate. I have like a whole moment going here. So I've got a marriage certificate. I've got these little handprints, and we've got twins. So I would imagine maybe these were the little boys when they were toddlers, like one hand of each of the twins. And then we've got just a bunch of birth certificates. So we're going to line those up here. And that way everybody is accounted for. There's all this sentimental stuff here. I've also put a little spotlight above that, and also above the bookcases as well, just to give it some much needed lighting over in those corners. And I'll be, of course, putting on wallpapers and paints and stuff before we end this episode. So I haven't put that on yet. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten about that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and clutter up these shelves a little bit. Like I've got this little toddler book that I've pulled out of the debug/live edit area. I'm just going to be putting a few things out that I'm not completely covering these shelves. And again, these shelves are not just like full of books, because we have 2 whole bookshelves for that, or 3 whole bookshelves, I should say, for that. So these are just little knickknacks and trinkets and things that maybe they've collected, or, you know, just little things to display. I mean, there are some books, of course, but, you know, not a ton of things. I did want to put some of these little game things, but I don't remember how I had this, because now nothing wants to fit on that middle shelf. Okay, there we go. That's what I did. And then that, and then maybe I had that down in these up here. Yeah, I think that's how I had it. And then I had these more central, and there we go. And maybe I had that one. Nope, that's got to be up there. That's fine. It's a little empty, but that's okay. And I was thinking about maybe getting some family pictures and kind of putting them up here on these shelves too. So I kind of had some blank spaces. Of course, I've got this like generic butterfly one. That way, if I forget, they'll have some kind of frame up here. But like, yeah, you know. And then on this side, I've got some more books. Like a stack of books there. I've got some more games. I've got this little bowling trophy, and I got this mug. It looks like it's the painted mug, so perhaps one of the kids made that for mom or something for Mother's Day. You know, something cute. I've got this little gray elephant teapot, and maybe that was given to them, or maybe it was like a souvenir when they went someplace. I've also got this like really neat looking box, and I think I'm going to keep it maybe in that blue and yellow. I don't know. Yeah, I got a plant here too, little tiny plant, and more souvenir stuff that's poking up through. So maybe I'll put that up here. Yeah, so it's not poking as much. And then I've got these little guys. I never use these, but I thought this would be perfect for this house. You know, little family stuff. I've got our lovely little sign. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's why I wanted to put that up here and that like that. And I think I can change the colors on this. Yeah. Why don't I do that one with like some blue and silver? Kind of go in with all of our other colors for that. I've got some like birthday cards, and oh yeah, this guy. So, you know, they were like in college together, the two parents. So I imagine that maybe they're still kind of like, that's my alma mater, you know how people get with like schools and stuff. So that's what I've put there. And then I thought I had more. Guess I don't. Maybe then I'll put these up here next to that and just kind of switch those around a little bit. It just seemed more full when I had it up originally, but I guess not. Okay, so I think that's good for, I don't want to like over clutter those shelves, but I think that will do. And I think that looks a little bit more homey. So what I would like to do is I would like to take this wall color and just kind of put this all throughout. And then I was thinking maybe I'll put this dark blue here, kind of like an accent wall, you know people like accent walls. So yeah, I was either thinking this or in these little alcoves here, or maybe I'll just do it like that whole thing an accent wall. Let's see how that would look if I invert that. I think that gives a little bit more visual interest with just having this wall with the TV and the fireplace being blue and then everything else being that white creamy color. And we'll take that all the way to the sides there to give that little bump out its own little blue moment. I've also added these curtains, and I'm going to be putting these all the way up, and that way they can look like they go all the way across. And I also put these on these windows, and I think I added one or two more windows just to kind of give it some more light in here as well. So we have like 500 windows in here with these big wraparound curtains. Just wanted to look more grand, you know? So I think that is all for today as far as that is concerned. I think the only other thing that I added, oh yeah, that's right, was this height chart. I thought this would be cute, you know, for all the little kids and stuff. And this is a family home, so while it does look a little bit sterile, there are some cute touches here and there that this is kind of reminding you, hey, this is a family home and little children live here, and yes, it looks clean, and we have a cleaner come by like every whatever day, but like, you know, we still got some kids, some whimsy and some clutter here and there and some color too. So yep, I think that is it. So let's take a look at that from all angles here. All right, so stepping in from the foyer, we'll step up one, and this is this side leading into like the kitchen dining area. Very clean, very bright, very new looking. And here's this side from the kitchen and dining area. You can see just how that looks. Everything is very bright and glowing, and a nice big window and a nice door that will lead outside to the decking area, backyard area. You've got a really pretty view of that canal and the boathouse and all of that too. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is what I was kind of going for. It's definitely new build. It's definitely homey, and I could definitely see some, like a giant family crowded in on this big giant sofa. Oh, one thing I think that I forgot to mention was, it's just a small thing, but I put these aprons out last time and I kind of forgot to tell you guys about that. Sorry. It's not a big deal, but again, I wanted to add some hominess to it. You probably saw them a little bit ago and were like, oh, look, there's aprons, and didn't even like think twice. But yeah, I added those too. But I think the next time that we look at this house or see this house, we'll be going and doing the foyer, or so I don't want to do the man cave yet. I'm debating on if I should download some custom content for that. I don't know. I think I might, and I think I might not. I'm still debating, so we'll see. But thank you so much for watching today and joining me and hanging out. Please leave me a like and a comment. Subscribe if you haven't, and if you have already, thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Make good choices, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.